Parents and gymnasts, are you ready to take the next step in your college recruiting journey? Full Out Collegiate Recruiting's in-gym visit program brings personalized recruiting guidance directly to you. Expert advice for gymnasts, parents, and coaches, all in the comfort of your own gym. Start the journey to collegiate gymnastics today. Visit fulloutrecruit.com to schedule an in-gym visit and take the first step toward making that college dream a reality.
We have another Alumni 10. Some cotton candy during beam. More bar cameras that make you dizzy. Ashley defies any physics. And finally, we get Olivia Karas. It's massive. Let's go.
Oh no, it's an NCAA divide. I'm going to get it on the floor. 40 feet around the mat. This is bigger than the podcast. They try to rig the judges, but you can't fake influence. They be tripping, they be flipping, they be flying through the back like stick, stay. Region 5 on the beat, bro, like a high five meets golden sweep, yo. Call the ambulance, tell them breathe, yo. Faith with a 10 this week, let's go, yo. Sometimes you got to pop out and show. Certified podcast, we finna start this show.
Welcome back to the only podcast with the gymnastics-inspired rap. Every week, the College Salute Podcast, the place you go for all you need to know about how our Region 5 alums are doing during their NCAA careers. You know Kim, and I'm Jason, and after a very long weekend of gymnastics, club, elite, and college, all in one, we're here, but could use some of the cotton candy Jordan had at the Michigan meet to wake me up a bit. Lots of drama with Florida at OU. Two double fronts that rocked at Michigan. Did Ball State do full beam or floor teens? I don't know. I think Gabby Riley should pick up surfing. Oh, and Kim, did you see the Daws on bars this week? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about it. But first, a free way to support our show is by leaving a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to the College Salute Podcast. Tell us what you love about the show or what you'd like to see improved. The review helps others discover our podcast and join our Region 5 family, which, by the way, Kim, we got 3 new subscribers since week 7, so that's awesome. We want to continue to grow our podcast as it's the only regionally based podcast in the country. We continue to show our love for our Region 5 alums throughout the college careers. So show us some love with a review and a 5-star rating. Before we start, I'd like to apologize for Kim's background. We had to ditch our recording on Tuesday like we usually do. So today is Wednesday. We're recording. We couldn't record in her place on campus, so she's at her gym. So unfortunately, the background is Michigan State to her right shoulder. So we'll go with that.
And Michigan State on this shoulder.
Oh yes.
I'm surrounded.
She's at the gym of history. Well, let's just call that. Saginaw Gym Jesters, the gym of history. So. Yep. All right, let's get to week 8 already. Wow, week 8. Social salute. Obviously, with us being busy, we didn't necessarily have a lot of time to necessarily go through and really, focus on trying to find some things. But we did find 2, and I know you found this Utah little dance.
Well, I found more than 2, but that's all you put on there.
Well, I didn't see any more. So if you want to add some, please go ahead. We can do that. Only one I saw was the one we're going to talk about LSU. But if you'd like to add more, please do. But go ahead and talk about the Utah and kind of title or intro that.
Well, the Utah TikTok from who posted it? Oh, Gina Pongetti posted it, and on her Med Gym IG TikTok.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it's the Utah girls team in their red leotards doing the TikTok. That's the King Binya ding 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 ding. That one. It was just funny, and it just says on there like about elite gymnastics, train however many hours, but they still have fun, and they're doing the little King Cha Cha, whatever it is, and ding 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 ding. It was just very funny. It was adorable. I just thought it was fun.
Yeah, they were very synced on it. They did a very good job of syncing themselves to the music. It was good. It was awesome. We had another theatrical performance this week, as we remember last week from Skyla and Stephanie at Michigan State. This time we get Lexi Zeiss and Haley Bryant in their hotel room, which appears to be a Embassy Suites, because all Embassy Suites look exactly the same. So I think we knew that. But their dance where they, come out of the bathroom, come out of the door, they put their lips or lipstick or gloss or whatever on her lips. They are laying on the couch, coming out of curtains. I mean, they just did another theatrical performance TikTok. And I don't know if this is going to become a thing now. Like, we're just going to see these each and every week and try to one-up each other on how theatrical they could be.
Yeah. How fun. Well, the other ones that I sent you that didn't make the list is, well, the Skylar Schulte family story, which I always enjoy listening to that one, that they posted, that Big Ten had at MSU about what made Skylar go to MSU and just the whole story behind it, and, you know, perspectives from her parents. So I just thought that was fun. I've seen it before. I believe I've seen it before. It seems like I've seen it before, but it might have been new. I don't know, but we've heard the story before. So I just thought that was kind of a fun, just like social media thing. And then Jordan Childs hushing the crowd as they were booing the judges at the Michigan meet. But Planet Gymnastics had that and just had a little like something with it. So that's my other one, is the Jordan Childs hushing the crowd. Like, come on, you guys. Like, it's fine.
Right. Yes. So hopefully next week we'll have some more, and I would love to see this theatrical performance thing continue. I think it's cool, and have each team try to do something. It would be awesome to do. So let's move on to our Fab Five, and I've already talked about this many times. Apparently now Kim would like to discuss the wonderful bars of Towson, because I think I've talked about it maybe 3 times this year so far. I do enjoy watching them, but I felt like I've overshot this topic. But they are good, so go right ahead. I'm happy to hear it.
That's fine. I watched the Townsend meet because we were supposed to watch the Townsend meet, and I saw the girl from Townsend with the endo and the Stalders and all the old things, and I just thought it was fantastic, so I just put it on there, and it was very well done. You may have talked about it a million times, but I clearly didn't watch it all those other times. I was focused this time.
Yes, no, their bars are awesome, but I do need to have Stephanie Makasu in a bar lineup again, or a balance beam lineup. I'm not happy. I don't know if she's hurt or what the situation is with Steph, but we haven't seen her in the last few meets that we've watched Townsend, and it seems like we watch Townsend and Steph's not in the lineup. We don't watch Townsend and Steph's in the lineup, so that's just kind of how it works. But there was a defying physics moment from Bars and Ball State. We already know Ashley Shermansky on how her crazy antics after routines, before routines, just being there. I didn't realize she has crazy antics while doing gymnastics, because how she was able to do a blindfold, barely get her hand on the bar, crooked sideways, twisting as she's going, and make a double flyaway. Most of the time you see that type of stuff, the double flyaway goes out and they put their hands down. You see that. She landed on her feet.
That's because she's Ashley Szymanski, bar queen, wonder, Supergirl of the world. Like, what? I had to watch it twice. I actually think I watched it 3 times. And then it was funny because the commentator was like, the next girl that went, oh, this was similar to the first one before. No, it was not. Ashley literally did like I didn't make it, but now I'm going to stick my leg out a little bit and almost fall in the bar and then make a double. Girl.
Yes.
I don't even know. You got cat-like reflexes, because most people would come down off the bar.
Either that, swing down and have extra swings, peel off the bar, or do a double flyaway and fly 15 feet forward out of the camera, because
land in the chalk bucket because they're going sideways.
Right. Ava Jordan also had some issues on her blindfold into her double back, but was able to correct it before she went, so that it wasn't too bad. And then little Lara from Mid-Michigan had issues with the blindfold after nailing her first Maloney of her life at the Region 5 Insider Classic. She did a blindfold, was crooked. So it was like a blindfold week. We had issues with blindfolds this week, but crazy. But we didn't have an issue with the new vault of Paige Thaxton for the first time this season. The glass ankles, at least, were stable, apparently. Well, at least for one event. And you have entered the villa. I like that. That's funny.
Just kind of came to me,
Now, yes, but she exploded that vault. That thing went flying forward. She got like a 9.6 or something, but we're excited to see that Paige got out there and was able to do 1.5. And I was watching that meet, and I'm like watching these vaults going, okay, good, on their feet, solid score. Okay, good, on their feet, solid score. And then they show Paige, and I'm like, is she going to do it? And I think Olivia had mentioned that she's going to do the 1.5 today. And I'm like, yes. And it was good. It was really good. It was just a lot of power. So, hopefully she'll settle that in, competing it more. Hopefully she's not hurt, and we'll discuss that in a little bit. Faith Torrez.
She got a 10. Her second career 10 on the floor exercise.
Did you see after when they're waiting for the 10 and like 10 comes up and like Faith knew that there was going to be a bombardment of her, and she walks like kind of this side and away from her team so she could just like gather herself before she high fives everybody, because I think they were about to like mouth or all over.
She's so funny.
She cracks me up, but she did awesome in the all around there too, and that was a crazy meet. Florida, there were some injuries at Florida, unfortunately, and but that wrapped up the last event 10. There were some 9.85s that weren't 9.85s, whatever, but. KJ had some issues with some of the scores. Press conference, that could have been another one, and I guess in our social media, the KJ press conference talking about how the queen of bars, Audrey Davis, got a 9.85, and she hasn't got a 9.85 as from a judge in ever. But anyway, but 10-0 for Faith, second 10 on floor for her, and that's awesome.
Michigan State bars, they just keep doing Michigan State bar things, like 9.925s just all over the planet, like. Again this week in their beautiful pink leotards that I love, and Mike's pink silky shirt made an appearance. It's amazing. I cannot with Michigan State right now. They are just so good.
So good. What is the part of the Fab Five? The state bars, the pink Leo, or Mike's shirt? Which one is
It's all encompassing.
Which one takes the prize?
It's all encompassing. We can't have more than 5. It's all Michigan State bars. Yeah, the Leo and the pink shirt, like it's all encompassing. Get with it.
Yeah, this is how Kim defies lists. Just put everything in one row.
No, listen, I saw the pink Leos while watching the bars and Mike's shirt while he was spotting between the bars. It is all encompassing, my friend.
All right. Okay. There we go. I'm hoping we're not missing any debut routines this week because, of course, lots of things going on.
Well. Abby Isaacs, she did floor and exhibition.
We'll get to that. I'm going to talk about exhibitions. You're right there. So that is true, but that I could put that under here, but we're going to get to that because I have a few words about some of the exhibitions from that competition. They were all in the same competition, but at the Kent State meet. But debuts in terms of having competed this week on a new event, but had been in lineup. Let's phrase it as that. Railey Jackson did vault. I haven't been able to find the vault. I mean, I guess I could have gone back and looked at the meet. It was the Georgia meet, but I didn't have time to do that. But Railey did compete on vault. I think probably Yurchenko full. She has done Yurchenko 1.5s in the past, but I think Yurchenko full. So I look forward to seeing Railey do some vaults now and in 3 events, which is really cool. Hopefully she'll go back to bars, but not this year, I'm sure. It'll probably be next year as she's still resting up from her torn labrum that she had her senior year of high school. This one is awesome to see. When I saw it, I've been waiting for it, and I saw it when I saw the score, and I also got the vault, sent it to Kim. Our D3 Athlete of the Week goes to Kennedy O'Connor from Winona State, 9.825 for her full-on pike off. I know the coach really well of Kennedy, her club coach. He's a good friend of mine. That would be me. Anyway.
I was like, wait a minute. I know her club coach really well.
This is awesome. The pike is back. She was tucking for a little bit. She had some issues with the technique. We kind of worked it through.
Or if you watch the EMU Winona State meet, she was a totally different person.
She's a totally different person. But we've been texting back and forth over the course of this preseason into the season, trying to fix this up. Those of you who don't remember, she was out because she broke her neck, a bone in her neck last year doing a bar release. And so she was out for all season. So she's back on her 5th year and doing vault for them. And a 9.825 is a gorgeous pike, full on pike off this week. So our Athlete of the Week, Kennedy O'Connor from Winona State. That will be up on our Instagram. You can check that out. When we talk about the socials, of course, our R5 College Salute podcast on Instagram. That's where we post our podcast. That's where we post pictures, videos, things that relate to our Region 5 alums, so you can keep up with how our Region 5 alums are doing as the season progresses. We also have our R5 College Salute on YouTube. It's where our podcast is posted, our video podcast, that is, so you can watch us. Some routines, extra content, when we have some. Check that out. And remember, we're trying to subscribe and get us to 1,000 subscribers. It's growing. Let's keep getting there. We'd like to get there first. That's our first goal. Get 1,000 subscribers on our R5 College Salute on YouTube. Help us out with that. And then, of course, Alumni Monday. Haven't had one in the last few weeks. We'll get back to it. We're getting close to conference championship. I know I like to do Alumni Mondays for the D3 conference championship as well as their national championship. So they're coming soon. Just been a little busy, like I said, the last few weeks to get that done. But Alumni Monday on our website, 10 routines from the week of the NCAA that you can watch and enjoy because they deserve it as well. So our R5 College Salute podcast on Instagram, R5 College Salute on YouTube. Check those social media outlets so you can keep up with our Region 5 alums. All right, Kim.
All right, Jason.
They did that.
Or didn't.
Okay. Well, first they did. JoJo Valahovic, fourth time this season, ACC Newcomer of the Week after getting a 9.95 on beam this past weekend.
It's the JoJo show in the ACC. Like
it is. 100%.
It is all JoJo all the time, every week. I mean, well deserved, but it's so funny. Every time I look at anything ACC, it's JoJo. It's always JoJo. Which
good for her.
I love JoJo.
Good for her. You can watch that routine on our College Salute IG right now, so go check that out. And we had a few other athletes of the week. I do know that Cassie St. Clair and Railey Garvey from Western Michigan were MAC Gymnasts of the Week as well. There are probably more. We probably should update that and check those out, but a lot of times we record before those are released. This week we're not, so we happen to see that. So shout out to Railey Garvey and Cassie St. Clair as well for being the Gymnasts of the Week for Week 8. All right, let's dive into some of the meets we had to watch before we talk about our lineup and the Towson commentary. Kim, I know you have comments to let our viewers and listeners know about that you'd like to talk.
I do have comments. Mm-hmm. So I was just, the commentating. I wanted like Towson commentate. Like, how old was this person? Because I just feel like there's the two commentators, and I feel like one of them was like just an older person based on how she spoke. But okay, Adelchev, yes, old school, but you see it. Like, people do Delchevs. Like, it's not a huge like, oh my God, she did Adelchev. Like,
yes, we have quite a few in the NCAA right now. And
all they were saying is, oh, it's so old school. Nobody does it. People do them. Like, I was just like, what do you mean? Like, just stop. And then, okay, please clarify. A Higgins roll, the girl did a blind half. Like, not a Higgins.
Do you remember who? Because I'm trying to picture what.
She was in, boom, and then she went blind half, front giant, something. And the lady's like, oh, she did a Higgins roll. That wasn't a Higgins. Higgins is this way.
Well, that's a cross change. Technically, we call that a Higgins. I don't understand why people call that Higgins. A Higgins is that half turn to eagle grip, like immediate. Okay, well,
she didn't do eagle
grip. Right, like Audrey Davis does. That's a Higgins. When Audrey Davis does her Jaeger and her double front, that's a Higgins.
That thing is listed.
I know
it's listed as a Higgins also.
Yeah, I don't know why they call it Higgins because that's a deduction. So, that's why a lot of people don't do cross change fronts because they count that as a turn and then it's a deduction because it's past like the 10 degrees or whatever. And some people do that Higgins into a front giant because it's easier to do that than a blind or a Higgins for that matter. Okay, well, and I know. But no, I don't remember seeing a Higgins in that meet, regardless. So
because there wasn't.
Correct.
Because there wasn't. She did a blind half to a front giant or a Jaeger or something. But so I'm like, I was like, looked, I questioned. I'm like, that is not a Higgins. Like,
yeah, a true Higgins is what Audrey Davis does. That's a true Higgins.
Correct. So. And this is where I'm saying, like, this person was older because she kept referencing everything like old school. That's so old. Even what really got me though was when she made reference to the Towson coach, the Towson coach not standing in between the bars or like anything like that. So she's like, she said something about, oh, he's very old school and he doesn't stand in between the bars because, you know, if I have to stand there, you shouldn't be doing it. And I'm like, it's
safety.
You're not
like
spotting.
Safety.
It's not a spotting thing. It's a safety thing. And then she's like, oh, they coach from under the bar. No, that's a deduction. You can't speak to them. But I'm just like, lady, anybody can do anything. It's safety. Like, Amanda Borden used to do a Tkachev, and Mary Lee Tracy still put her damn hand behind the bar.
No,
like
the elite coaches do it on bars all the time now. The amount of turns and connections and all that stuff. I mean, yes, granted, college is not elite. They're not doing as much of connection as they are. But there are kids who connect, or athletes that connect to Townsend, especially the release like Tkachev's immediate bails and Ray's immediate bails. I mean, it doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter how many times you've done something or if you have done it a million times or not. Like, it's still safety. Like, anything could happen, and some kid could fly off the bar because their grip broke or whatever reason. So I was kind of just kind of like, when she was saying that, and how the coach or I don't know if the coach said it or if she said it, but it was said that, oh, if I have to stand between the bars or spot, you shouldn't be doing that skill. It's safety, people. It's safety. Like, I would rather stand under the bar or between the bars for somebody, or if they're doing, I mean, come on. Jordan Childs did her release and fell flat to her face with no safety mat. I completely forgot about that. I was going to mention that and put that in the podcast. Glad you said that. I was like, ouch. But that looked like it hurt.
Yeah, because she didn't, like, nobody threw a mat in. Like, who would have ever thought Jordan Childs is going to fall off the bar?
Was going to miss that. No one. No, she never misses that skill.
You know? So, like, honestly, if a coach, I mean, she's done it a zillion times, I can understand, but like, if a coach is going to stand there, like, that could have been prevented, maybe slowed her down, or, you know how some people do, but, like, it doesn't matter if you're an Olympian, you're going to fall off the bar. Like, so if someone's staying there, it's not a big deal. Anyways, moving forward, I got that rant out. The cheerleader beat of the floor music, girl, it's from Drumline. It's a movie. It's not cheerleadery. She kept referencing Ball State's, not Ball State. She kept Ball State. She kept referencing Ball State's floor music as cheerleadery. It's not. It's just upbeat. It's just fun. There was no cheerleader music in the building.
Yeah.
Towson, if you need me to commentate, you call me. Yeah. Where's Tasha?
She has a stress fracture here in her ankle. She got a stress fracture week 6, I think, week 5 or week 6.
That explains it.
So,
Thank you for filling that in.
Yes. I know they have mentioned that she's now out of the lineup a couple times in the last 2 meets, but they never explain why. That's why. She has a stress fracture in her ankle.
Man, Tasha.
Yes. We have close connections to, obviously, her coach, so her club coach.
I was looking forward to seeing
I asked Jason. Yeah. Unfortunately. The Maryland-Iowa meet, I thought that was all part of Townsend and Ball State, so I was like, and then I saw these notes, and I'm like, oh, whoops. I thought it was a mistake that I just had that on there, but apparently Kim watched the Maryland-Iowa meet. I look forward to watching Maryland this weekend coming up. I thought I was going to be going live. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but so commentary, some quotes from that meet, because I can't help you there. Didn't watch the meet at all.
Yeah, you can't. Okay. On bars, I'm sorry, Ilka does not have form breaks, and her legs were together in her packed. I'm just putting that out there.
No, she doesn't break form.
No. So the commentator was like, "Oh, she just has she has a huge leg separation in her pack." No, she doesn't. I watched it 4 times. No, she doesn't. And I didn't even need to watch it because Ilka from Iowa does not have form breaks. She may hop on her landing, but she does not have form breaks in the interior of the routine. So I don't know what routine you were watching, but there was not a form break. I just want to put that out there. Also, Simon Says Gymnastics. I did really enjoy that they called it Simon Says Gymnastics when the Maryland coach was walking his athletes through the routines, but they made it sound like he's the only person that does this. He is not the only person who does that. Many coaches do that, like all of them. We'll walk the girls through their routines and give them little tidbits. But I just thought that was funny. I like that she called it Simon Says Gymnastics. That was fun, but it's not special to him. But good job.
Right.
I love it. But I did watch this meet because I thought we were supposed to, and it was a good meet. You know,
that was my mistake. Apparently, Kim usually will put the meets on our thing week before, just kind of things that we should think about maybe watching, and then I kind of look through. Okay, let's do this, whatever. And she had it in there, and it was like on the same line, but I think there was a comma, but I thought it was comma of all the teams, and so I thought all 4 teams were in the meet. And then I got to watch the meet. I'm like, where are the other 2 teams? Why aren't they there? I don't know. So I was completely wrong. So where I'm also completely wrong, and now I'm second guessing myself, I'm not sure if it was at Michigan or if it was at Towson that I got dizzy watching bars. I can't remember.
It was not at Towson because
it was Michigan then.
Their bar angle was from the end.
Oh, that's right. So it is in Michigan. It's at Michigan, and I was dizzy watching these bar routines.
9 times out of 10, if you're dizzy watching bars, it's Big Ten minus that is doing that to you.
But unfortunately, that was on the Big Ten network, so I'm not really sure. So maybe it was the same. Usually those camera people are a little bit better. But I was dizzy watching bars, so I just don't understand why you have to follow the bar worker. You don't have to do that. Just zoom out a little bit so you can see everything, and then zoom in if you want to catch a face or a landing or something like that. But don't just circle around and get me dizzy.
Nope.
Anyway, well, we got Olivia Karas at Michigan finally, and of course we have absolutely when it comes to Kim, but when we have Liv, it's massive. And we got a few of those. Unfortunately, one massive wasn't, and she corrected herself when she goes, well, that wasn't massive. But which I got a kick out of. I thought that was hilarious. But anyway, love to have Olivia on the podcast. Hopefully we'll have Olivia this week as well. I'm not sure how many they're going to do, if they're going to the Big Ten studios, which is probably what they're going to do, and they'll do them all because they're all spread out this weekend. But we'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. We also got some great use of the letter F. She would earn big points in Scrabble if she had this. And she goes, Micah, freshman from UCLA, which, by the way, love her clear hip full out, and her Yurchenko 1.5 was gorgeous. Liv dropped the fantastic, fiery freshman. Fantastic, fiery freshman. And that's correct.
Save that 5 times fast.
Exactly. And that's correct. She's fantastic, she's fiery, and she's a freshman. So that's awesome. That fits. But I loved watching Micah. I haven't really paid attention, apparently, to UCLA enough to know that she's competing, but maybe I think she's newer to the lineup. And so that was awesome to see that at Michigan. But I just thought that was funny. Fantastic, fiery freshman. Awesome clear up full out. Loved it. Liv also was using to describe sticks. She said the sticky Kool Aid.
Oh my God. I wrote that note down somewhere too. That was hilarious.
I believe that was Michigan's bar dismounts, if I'm not mistaken. But then Dean cracked me up. He goes, let us know that he let us know that his house was the Kool Aid house.
Yes.
Growing up. So I say, I hope you made a lot of money being the house of Kool Aid. Because you're the house of Kool Aid. Awesome. I love that. The Kool Aid house. Dean and Liv work off each other very well. It's hilarious. I mean, they've worked together for a very, very, very long time. So hopefully, Kim, you and your buddy at Eastern Michigan, yes, will become that way soon. Since you're fun. You're 3 years now into it.
Yeah.
CMU at Kent, very competitive meet. Okay, very competitive. Only came down to .05 with Kent getting the win. That was exciting to watch. And by far, I would say, besides the Florida OU meet, was the most interesting competition or closest competition because Michigan struggled on beam, so kind of took themselves out of the UCLA meet. Although I have to say, I've heard some things, a couple people talked about it at our meet, that how Michigan is doing so bad this year. Michigan is not doing bad. Michigan has a lot of freshmen in their lineup that are getting used to college gymnastics and understanding how you compete every single weekend and whatever. They look good. They're doing well. They just need to get more consistent. That's just the way it is. I don't think they're bad. They do well. They were leading after bars and vault. Or vault and bars. So, MR was in the vault lineup. That's awesome. I totally missed that when I saw this on here. I said, but yeah, they showed vaults. I don't know. They didn't show bars and beam and floor, but they showed vault.
They didn't say her name.
That's could be why I didn't see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So she did vault and she did well because I sent you the video. Because I asked, I go, is it a Kaz or is it a Souk full? But you don't answer me.
I don't. But now I do remember seeing that. Right. This is Mary Rose from Ball State. So just so MR
She was also
You understand what I'm asking.
She also did exhibition beam, but beam's not her strong event. She fell 3 times and then didn't finish, but that's okay. She did the beam. She did the vault. She was in the vault lineup.
Yes, I do remember that. Yes, no, that was a very nice vault. Remember now watching it. I guess I just didn't comment to you about watching it.
Yeah, you didn't watch the Iowa Maryland meet. No, I was just saying, Elise, Karen Bauer, she vaulted, very good vault, but it was her full spin salute, full spin salute to the judge, and then she almost falls off the mat, and the coach, or one of her teammates had to catch her because she was spinning so much off the mat.
She got really dizzy.
She did, but she did a great vault. She's from Iowa. She's from Pennsylvania, but she grew up in Saginaw. She went to Mid-Michigan for a while.
Okay.
So, but I just thought it was funny because I always keep an eye on her because, it was just like the spin, when they spin around to try to salute, but she got a little spinny, a little too spinny.
She got dizzy.
Yeah.
Isabel Minervini from Towson learned a new vault. She spun around too. She learned that full twist on that we talked about Kennedy's vault into a pike this summer because she wanted to be an all-arounder. She wanted to do all-around. And what 9875 was a gorgeous vault. It was beautiful. Actually, she stuck the landing. It was wonderful. But I thought that was cool. They mentioned that she learned this vault this summer so she could do all-around. And it was pretty dang good.
Yeah.
So 2 nice full twisted on pikes off this week that we saw. Gabby Riley either already surfs or is looking to start because she surfed her way back to a stuck landing.
She did.
Now, she didn't move her feet.
Nope.
But she was surfing. She was surfing. Yes. And props to you, girl. You definitely made sure that you were moving on that landing.
That's where we press the button to insert the Surfing USA song here.
Yes, there you go.
Can we get our engineer to do that, please?
Please. Where's our engineer? Hello?
Piper.
Piper.
Press the button.
My dog can press the button. She can be our engineer. But anyway, Gabby Riley, awesome. That was so cool and good fight to not have to take that step. Although I'm not sure what the deduction is for that, but we enjoy it anyway. Nene Alvin, wow, very nice Yurchenko full.
Wow, on like every event. Let's be real, that girl.
So good. 9925 on vault for Kent. Very nice vault. Some double fronts that basically make your jaw drop. Carly Bauman from Michigan, her double front, nailed it cold. And then Shay Campbell's, both fire, both stuck cold. Liv stumbled over her words after Shay's dismount because it was so good. She could not get out her comment because it was just that good.
You know what? I know how that is. Hey, you know what, though? A girl from Towson also stuck a double front off bars, too.
There we go. So we had 3 double fronts.
I don't know which one, but one of them did.
Yes, I do know one that does it. So,
yeah.
But these 2, I was just like, awesome in the fact that Shay Campbell, did it so well that Liv couldn't speak. I mean, she just couldn't speak.
Hey, I know how that goes, Liv.
Nene added a new skill to her bar routine this week. I don't know if you caught that.
I did not.
She did a Dawes.
I don't know what that is because she doesn't have one of those.
The blind full and a half is a Dawes.
Is it really?
Yes, it is. The blind full and a half is a Dawes. You don't really see it much anymore because most people go over. She didn't intend to do a Dawes. It was supposed to be a blind full, and she went over and did a half turn and then did an extra swing, turned around and vault. But it's a blind full and a half, so she did a Dawes. That skill is in the code of points, a Dawes. She used to go blind full and a half to a bail handstand.
Is it really a Dawes?
It's the Dawes. Yes, it's the Dawes. And
like the blind full and a half?
Yeah, so you go blind full and a half to handstand, and then you immediately swing down and do a bail hand.
So that whole combination is a Dawes?
No, just the blind full and a half in the code is called a Dawes. It had never been done before until Dominique did it. The blind full and a half to handstand and then in bail. It's a Dawes. Look it up. We don't have time to look it up now. You can look it up and know it for next week. Plus, you probably can't find it in all that mess. Anyway.
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
So anyway, the Dawes is now in college gymnastics, even if Nene did not intend to do a Dawes, which she did not. But I thought it was funny. On beam, Isabel Minervini, back handspring, aerial that had no hesitation whatsoever. Nothing, no hesitation. Aerial immediate, or back handspring immediate to an aerial. We see this combination a lot nowadays. We had some very good ones at Ohio State for a while. But it's very impressive when this does not have any slight hesitation. I mean, you're not supposed to have a hesitation. There's a deduction or no series. But this just flowed as if she was doing a back handspring layout step out, and that's kind of what you want to see. So you may be able to answer this because I couldn't remember which one it was, if it's Lindsay Fuller or Carly Mercer from Ball State that does the front aerial one-arm back handspring. We have talked about this before, maybe not this season, but we have talked about it before. I can't remember which one does it.
I think it's Lindsay Fuller.
Gorgeous.
I think it's Lindsay Fuller.
Okay, it was gorgeous. Beautiful. That's an awesome series, and you don't see that one very often at all. The front toss of Ashley Morgan from Kent State. I could walk under that front toss, literally standing on the beam. That was huge. That was an enormous front toss. Childs is all about stuff when it comes to balance beam. Did you see her pre-beam faces and her guitar, rocking out on the guitar?
Yeah.
So she, gets down before she gets on the beam, and then nice beam routine. And then after the beam, she's hanging out and she's, waiting to cheer her teammates on, and she's just eating a thing of cotton candy. I mean, maize and blue cotton candy. Let me tell you, from the concession stand. I mean, it's not hot tamales in her pocket. Or Oreos in her pocket, but it's maize and blue cotton candy from the concession stand at Michigan.
I love that, and I love that somebody went and got that for her.
Or did she go up and get it? Who knows? Because she could have.
Oh my God! Can you imagine just
she probably just hopped up over the thing, ran up. I am hungry, and go up there.
Excuse me, I'm just gonna go get some cotton candy. Popcorn, cotton candy. It's fine, but can you imagine being at the concession stand as gymnast just comes up, excuse me, I need a cotton candy. So good. To pay. she's eating it as she's about to high five her teammates. I loved it. It was awesome. So fun. Sienna Alipio, 2 back handsprings to a layout. So good. That's not breaking news. I'm not breaking any news here. Just wanted to mention it. So good. Beautiful. just wanted to just mention it.
Her beam is awesome. It was awesome in Elite. She had every skill in the book. She used to do the aerial layout. She used to do everything. And so just wanted to mention that. But again, not breaking news there. You've already mentioned the Jordan hushing the crowd. Karina Munoz, I'm sure she had a gorgeous floor routine. You want to talk about that? Of course, I didn't see it.
Karina was doing Karina things. Every time she steps on an event, I just want to watch it 4 or 5 times because she's just doing Karina things. It's all it is. That's all it is.
Yes. Well, hopefully we get to talk about Karina more when we discuss the Big 4 competitions this week. Coming up next week, I should say, week 9. I love Heather Parker's exhibition for CMU's country music mix. I don't know if you caught it. I love the mix. It was really cool. I haven't heard the mixture of those songs. It was really good, and a very nice double pike. Very nice double pike in that routine. Townsend's Rudy layout to 2 feet immediate split jump was very nice from Carmela Calafidi, I think.
Oh, right there. Okay.
I think that's how you say her name. Very, very nice. But I also have a question because it pertains to Alyssa Guns. She did this also. Has she been doing this the entire season, jumping out of her Rudy?
I think so, yeah.
It caught me off guard, and I had never noticed it. It was weird for me. I don't know. But she does the exact same thing, and I was going to mention it in the lineup, but I decided to do it now since, the same thing. But yeah, it was gorgeous. Rudy, layout step out, 2 feet, punch to a split jump.
Well, sometimes you just have too much power and you need to do a split jump.
Yeah, no, but I think that's intentional. But who knows? Alyssa's may have not been, but I think it was. But it looked intentional. I just don't remember seeing.
They're all intentional. You find out that you have too much power and you need to do a split jump.
Yes, that is true. A very nice whip half front full from Townsend's Clara Hong. That was really nice. I love the whip halves. But she almost does a whip quarter to a quarter, then into the front full. Whip half, round off quarter, then a front quarter half, not front half, but a quarter twist, then the front full. It's a really interesting technique.
I can't do fractions. I don't live my life in quarters. I can barely figure out when my kids have to compete at state meet. I'm totally lost there.
Yes. I had to do her age groups for her while sitting at the Insider Classic this weekend. So, I guess I'm good at that. I don't know. It's not hard to find out where your birthday fits in a range, but it is what it is. But yes, anyway, that's a very interesting technique. I've never seen it quite that way, and it just may have been the way she did that particular one. Maybe she doesn't do it like that all the time. So, some exhibitions to note from the Kent CMU meet. Annika Most, this was probably the best exhibition routine she has done. Very solid. And so hopefully we might see her in the B lineup eventually. But we've seen her in the exhibition spot several times this season already, but I think this by far was her best effort so far this year. Grace Kunik, I can never say her last name. How is Kunik? From Five Star in Ohio.
Wow.
I was struggling with my words. Olivia was struggling with hers. I'm struggling with mine. First of all, we always say it, anyone who does a side summy will be mentioned on the podcast. Grace does a very nice side summy, but she had a very nice routine as a whole. Also stuck her gainer full cold. And so that was awesome to see her out there. I think she did exhibition at the meet you were at as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
She might have done it many times this year, but that was just an awesome, super good routine. And then it might be the first time we've seen Abby Isaacs. I know you mentioned her at the beginning. She's from Legacy Elite. She did exhibition on floor. Very nice Rudy layout. Small legs in the Rudy, but very nice. And a double back last pass. She really worked that double back. I don't know if you remember seeing this routine. She pulled those feet down.
Though, I told her during club after I did like a 20 questions or whatever with her. Mm-hmm. She plays violin. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
She plays violin, and that stuck out at me because she plays violin. And I told her she needed to do her floor music, her senior year, but she already had music. So I'm like, well, when you get into college, I told her she needs to have her own violin playing music as like the beginning of her floor music, or like somewhere in there. How cool would that be? Like, record your own violin music and make it part of your floor routine because like you're playing it.
Right. No, that's cool.
Maybe someday, cool. But I thought that would have been so cool, like to do. But that's just me.
Yeah. No. And then we talked about Paige Thaxton doing vault, the 1.5 for the first time. She was in the exhibition spot at Michigan this weekend. Did a decent full in. I was a little short, but not too bad. And then she was going for her last time pass and didn't go. She hobbled up and then stopped. I'm hoping it was just a cramp in her foot. She was pointing to the bottom. Yeah, she was pointing to the bottom. It didn't seem like it was an ankle. It was like a fascia or like the bottom of her foot. So I'm hoping it's just a cramp, and then she pulled, stopped and whatever, and she'll be fine. But that issue was whoa, she was going about to go. She was front to double back last pass, and she literally just stopped. She ran and was about to hurdle and just kind of walked and then stopped. So
maybe her plantar fasciitis was acting up.
Well, yeah, something's acting up. So hopefully everything's okay there. We talk about some injury issue. I want to shout out to Sloan Blakely. She has looked phenomenal this year. And unfortunately, on a full in at OU, she tore Achilles. Massive respect for her, and I know that she'd gotten some comments about her choice and what she did, but she basically stood up and hopped off the floor on one foot all the way through the corral and into the tunnel because she didn't want to be out there with people watching her. There was a packed house in that meet. I'm sure she didn't want people to watch her, have people watching, them fix her ankle or whatever. She just stood up and hopped herself out. So, props to you, girl, because yes, she was not waiting for them to look at her or anything like that in front of the crowd. She was just going to get off the floor. And then Sky Blakely was also kind of tearing up, and the team was, kind of around her. And then Sky went into the back as well. And so to, lend support or whatever as sisters do. But I just thought that was awesome. Props to her. She just got up on her good foot and hopped off the floor. Meanwhile, the other foot's dangling. She just didn't
good for her. Wow.
Yes. And the full in, I mean, you know when you tear an Achilles, you've seen it. Sometimes you know it. You didn't really realize it until right at the end because Sloan doesn't barely make full ins. She over-rotates full ins. And she was just landing. It was land hands down. So you knew there something happened, but you could never tell coming off the floor. It looked like a normal full in. That's how explosive she is. And then she just looks back and she says something to her foot. She says, my foot. And then she's stands up and hops off. And I was like, oh, wow, that's awesome. But anyway, I know she's gotten some some comments about her doing that and whatever, but hey, it's her. I would. There's a ton of crowd to watch there, sit there, watch them look at her ankle. She was getting off and let the people do it in the back. And then Anya Pilgrim also had some injury. They thought she may have had a concussion. Apparently, she's gone through concussion protocol and she's fine. So she's going to be back this week, but she missed a Maloney half and kind of peeled and landed flat on her back. She was trying to grab her shoulder a little bit, so I thought maybe she hurt her shoulder. But anyway, scoring at OU was crazy. KJ had issues with it, so it was a crazy meet. I just watched that one because we did podcast yesterday, and so I got to just sit down and watch that meet. Otherwise, I wouldn't have watched it. So, besides Faith's floor routine, so. All right, let's move on to the Region 5 University, presented by Full Out Recruiting. Full Out Recruiting, they are focused on helping their clients reach their college gymnastics goals with resources and guidance to athletes, coaches, and parents through the college recruiting process. They go full out to make the experience a fun and productive one. Thank you to Full Out Recruiting for sponsoring the College Salute podcast and your continued support of the Region 5 media platform. And it was awesome to see you guys, you and Wendy, Hootie and Wendy at our meet this weekend. They were there to watch the 8s and the diamonds and the 9s and 10s for, any college, gymnastics and or acro sport tumbling. But Hootie participated in 2 handstand contests with me, and that was awesome. Great to see that. She beat me on one, and I beat her on one, so we were 1-1 on that. But I did not win a single handstand contest. Oh, yes, I did. No, I didn't. I did not. I did not win a single handstand contest because I cannot walk anymore, and we allowed them to walk and stag and all that stuff. So I can't do that. I have to hold, but most of my handstands I held for a good minute, so I'm proud of myself. Except for the first
I didn't hold a single handstand.
Yeah, except for the first one. I fell down almost immediately. So for week 8, we had Ball State Towson, Central Kent, and UCLA Michigan. And I just quickly want to review how our lineups work because we've gotten comments. Why is this athlete not in the lineup? Why haven't you put this athlete in the lineup? We pick 3 meets. We watch those 3 meets. We talk about those 3 meets as well as some others, but our lineup is strictly from the athletes that compete in those 3 meets. We don't pick athletes from others. Otherwise, we would be crazy. It would be hard to, we'd have, 15 tied for like a 9.95. So we only pick the ones that we have that compete, that are alums in the meets that we select. So that's why that is. And we're going to start off with a vault that I have never seen. And I don't know how I've never seen it. Ava Boots, I have never seen her do this vault.
Yes, you have.
Okay, I don't remember it, and it was a nice handspring front tuck half, and I don't know why I don't remember it, but it was gorgeous.
You've seen it, but because when she was a freshman, she used to vault. Her last name has changed since entering college.
Okay, well, that could be why. I just knew she was the Region 5 athlete, but I didn't know. I don't know I had seen it. 9875, very nice handspring front tuck half. Very nice.
You've seen it.
I apparently have seen it. Ava Wellmeyer, another very nice Yurchenko full for a 9.85 for CMU. Beautiful. Still waiting for the full in on floor. We're going to get to their floor routine in a little bit. AJ, Ava Jordan from Michigan, another nice Yurchenko full. She's had some very nice Yurchenko fulls. I know she's training 1.5. Maybe someday we'll be surprised with hers. Suki Pfister, I'm going to be honest. I was surprised at the score.
I thought it was higher, too high.
This vault is nowhere near what Suki can do. I mean, and this is too close to scores that like she gets when they're not good.
Yeah, her chest was so far down on that landing.
She stepped forward. I mean, she obviously does a handspring front pike half, and it's usually very, very good. This was under rotated, and it's just not one of her best, but it's Suki on vault. Suki things 9.8 on vault. And then 2 9.775s. We've already talked about Gabby surfing 9.775 for her Yurchenko full stuck. But then Leah Kamichik from Central, very nice Yurchenko full. It's sad we don't get to see 1.5s this year because she tore ACL on that last year. Obviously, Leah is very important for their bar lineup as well. So 9.775, 49.125, which will be our only 49 of the week, unfortunately. JC Vore, very nice to Tkachev, like it always is, double layout. She did take a small hop back, very small, but I think it was one of the only, well, maybe not the only landing that didn't stick, but, AJ didn't stick. Because she had a blind full issue. But anyway, 9.85, very nice. AJ just said that 9.8 did hop back. She came over on her blind full and was kind of crooked, fixed it for the double back, but had to take a small hop. Leah Kamichik, 9.775 on bars. Again, another very nice Maloney combination. Bail to a very nice double layout. She did hop as well. Grace Sumner, 9.75. I love her toe hand double back. I didn't necessarily like the angle they were showing Grace's bar routine and all the bar routines this week from Towson, but
why show it from the
end? I don't know, but also it's just a little bit loose. Her bars were a little bit loose in terms of the form in the swing, but her toe hand full double back was very, very nice. And then I'm not sure who Gabrielle is. We talk about this all the time. We know Ellie Johnson. I don't know who Gabrielle Johnson is, but I realistically didn't even know that was her name until she went to college.
Really?
I guess I just never, because she always goes by Ellie. She always went by Ellie. That's all how she ever went. She'd say, hey, Jason. Hey, Ellie. I never said, hey, Gabrielle.
No.
So I never even knew it until they start calling her that. So I was like, okay, at least with Jersey, we knew her name was Shannon, even though we never used it. But
no, her name is Sam.
Well, no, Samantha Shannon. Yes, you're right. Not Shannon. Sorry, her name is Samantha. So I even said it wrong. But anyway, we do know that.
We don't even know her real name.
But anyway, Ellie Johnson, 9.675. Beautiful Ray Bale. Okay, issues with the double layout. Very large step forward, but beautiful Ray Bale, not Ray Barrel.
Ray Barrel. Can you tell me what a Ray Barrel is?
I don't know. You do a ray and then you go over an octagon, I guess. I don't know, Ray Barrel. But anyway, very nice combination. Just, a little short on the dismount. 9.675 for a 48.85 on bars. Jersey, not Shannon, Samantha Shannon. 9.825, gorgeous triple flight. Absolutely beautiful backhanding layout step out in this week. Very nice routine. Alyssa Guns, 9.8 on beam. Super solid. I thought this was maybe just a little bit low. She had a little bit of a shoulder thing on her layout step out, but that was pretty much it. I thought it was a little bit low. She's usually near 9.9, more close to 9.9. So 9.85, 9.875, I would have not even said anything. 9.8 just seems a little low for her. Grace Sumner, I have absolutely no idea what she did because I didn't think they showed her beam routine. They rarely showed beam from Ball State. They showed mounts. They would show partial dismounts. They would show some dance, but they weren't staying on immediate floor routine or something would start from Towson. They would go over there. So I have no idea how Grace's beam routine went. She does have a very, very nice aerial back handspring, however. So sure it was stuck for 9.8. So, and then Zoe Piltry, very, very nice aerial roundoff. Cincinnati does very nice aerial roundoffs. We've talked about Olivia Karas as well. And then Ashley Shemansky, 9.75. We see Joanne talking to Ashley, and then that's it. Then we go on. She doesn't compete, apparently. That's why I said I have no idea if Ball State actually did beam routines. Who knows? But she went 9.75 on balance beam to make our lineup. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see it this week, although we have seen it in many times. I'm sure she gave a face or two to the judges. That's just the way Ashley is. So 48.975 on balance beam for us. And then over to floor, Ava Wellmeyer, double pike, fly back. I mean, not that big. I'm making it sound bigger. I'm just trying to make it sound bigger so she does a full in. But she did take a little bit of a big step back, but it wasn't as big as she didn't fly back. Anyway, very nice double pike, very nice double tuck. I think that she needs to do the full in. I don't know when it's coming, but it's almost the end of the season. So are we doing it? Probably not. Maybe not. We're doing a double pike. Double pike it is. 9.85 for her on floor. Alyssa Guns, I said the split jump, is it new out of the Rudy? It could be. I don't know. I guess not. Kim says no. I can't remember it. 9.825.
I feel like she's always done it, but you know what?
Maybe. Another great routine. Maybe another one that's a little bit low because she's mostly in the 9.9s as well. I don't think that was that bad, but the landings are pretty good if I remember correctly. Maybe she was a little over on her double pike. I don't know. Lindsay Gerard from Ball State. We see her Rudy first pass, not her layout. So she just comes. She's punching the air Rudy as she comes in. But we had a very nice. By we I mean her had a very nice double back last pass. But we didn't get to see the beginning of the routine. But the rest of the routine looked very, very nice. 9.775. Gabby Railey, very nice routine. She always has, like I said, great presentation, very strong tumbling and landings on her twisting tumbling passes, and another nice 9.775. Again, we're in the MAC conference. Scoring tends to be a little bit low. And then Ava Molina, we only saw a 2.5. You see the 2.5 actually from the view of the balance beam while Towson is competing, so we don't even see her routine. Then they go to a different angle, so we don't even see the whole routine. But we saw a nice 2.5. So, Ava, congratulations. Beautiful 2.5. You make our lineup. We did not see your routine because, again, Ball State floor. 9.725 for her on floor for a 9.5. 195.9 this week. So, it is our lowest score of the season. So, we will drop that right out there now that we're at NQS. And our NQS is 196.81. It did not change, but we did. And we dropped to 15th in the country, just ahead of Michigan. So we dropped a little bit, not being able to count a higher score in our NQS this week. So congratulations to our alums making our Region 5 University lineup this week. And next week, Kim is back in the commentating chair. This time, though, a Thursday night meet. Yeah. Very interesting Thursday night. Western Michigan, we get to see Wilberforce again, and then EMU, of course. That'll be on ESPN Plus Thursday night at 6. I know many of us probably are in the gym or, doing gymnastics things. And
it's fine. If you are, just throw it on whatever local TV is in your gym. And
yes. So after, which is what I will be doing, checking it out after practice.
No, you won't. You will be listening to it from your pocket.
Nope. I have done that, though. I have done that. Maybe driving home, I'll be catching that meet to get all my wonderful quotes that I can put down in our thing of Kim Dowis.
Absolutely.
In the EMU meet, we're going to do Alabama, Arkansas, which is Friday on on the SEC network, and then Big Four. Session 1 and session 3 are the two that have the most.
I think
Region
that's supposed to be
alums.
Session 1 and 2.
No, there's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them?
Yes, and I'll explain. Session 1 is going to be at Maryland. I thought this was supposed to be at U of I, and it's in Maryland. So I did not realize that. Ohio State hosts one, and so does Iowa. So there are 3 Big Fours with 4 teams in each, which is a total of 12. So there is, yes, but the one at Ohio State, except for Ohio State, I believe has Washington. No, maybe not Washington. I forget. But the thing is, we'll probably look at all 3 of them, and we'll use all 3 if we have to. I mean, it's unfair to alums if we do 2 or not. But I remember these 2 being the most Region 5 alum based on the Big Ten. But we'll check out all the Big Fours and, see how the Big Ten is going to fare for the Big Ten championships at Michigan coming up in a few weeks, about 4 or 5 weeks. But so Western Michigan, Wilberforce, EMU, Alabama, Arkansas, and then the Big Fours competitions. So, all right, Kim, MVP of Week 8. Okay, I have 2. And I have 2 for 2 reasons. First one, I have to give it to Ashley Szymanski just because she was able to stay on the dang bar and do a double back and not kill herself. So that one I'm not sure if we're going to use as an MVP, but that one I had to put out there just because I was like, wow, awesome. And then, Faith Torrez because she got 10.0. So Faith Torrez, 10.0, week 8 is my MVP for this week.
Well, that is fantastic. Great. Good. I do agree, Faith Torrez, because, 10-0 things. And last time when Kennedy got a 10-0, that was mine. But Faith Torrez, 10-0 things for sure. But I have to say, I'm giving it to Gabby Railey. Her vault, her Surfing USA vault impressed me.
Yes, I would agree. She fought to stay, and that's MVP worthy. She fought to stay and not move. I would put in there possibly because she did it. Maybe we add Paige Thaxton as well, just because she did her first 1.5 this week. That could be an option as well.
Look at you with wanting to add more people
just have
to the list.
Yes, we can just have a Fab 5 of MVPs this week, even though it's only 4. But anyway, because that was her first vault, and I know she's been trying to do it, and she ended up getting it out there. So MVPs of the week, Kim, Gabby Riley, me, Ashley Shemansky for a wonderful dismount, Faith Torrez, the 10, and Paige Thaxton, the Yurchenko 1.5. Best college stick, stay, and slay.
Okay, so listen, Applegate, I can't remember her first name at the moment, from CMU, she stuck, stayed, and slayed. And that's just going there. And then my other one is Gabby Riley on vault. And then Alyssa Guns on beam.
Yes, that was an awesome stick as well for her beam routine. But I'm going to put in the slay part. I just had to put in Jordan Childs for eating cotton candy during a beam rotation. So there's no stick and maybe sticky. It's sticky.
Oh yeah, maybe that's how she stays on the beam.
Yes,
maybe. Candy on her fingertips.
It's not really a stay, and there's no real there's no real stick to it, but it's sticky. But that's slaying. To just eat some cotton candy while you're cheering on your teammates and high fiving them. Phenomenal. So
that is slaying. See, you can eat cotton candy.
Yes.
At the college gymnastics meet.
So yep. That's week 8, guys. That's week 8.
It is week 8. And we know you enjoy our podcast and want more people to find out how awesome it is. So please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to the Region 5 Insider podcast. Thanks again to Full Out Recruiting for your continued support, as well as our listeners. We could not do all of this without your support. Follow us on all of our social media accounts for the most up-to-date information on what's going on with our Region 5 alums all season long.
Thanks again for joining us for our Week 8 recap. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and start watching and listening to us. And, of course, follow our IG page to keep the support up for our alums going all season long. Make sure you check out our highlights from the R5 Insider, Winter Cup, and Ostic Cup, which will be up on our website soon if they aren't already. We'll be fully focused on Week 9 with a preview of what the upcoming Big Ten championships may look like. And, of course, more spine-saving coverage of our Region 5 alums. Talk to you next week. Follow, like, and subscribe. Peace out, Region 5.
5, 5, 5, 5, 5.